Hello and welcome back. My name is Adam Spagnolo. I'm a candidate for the City of Stirling's Osborne ward. The election's on right now. It's a postal voting election. Hopefully you've received and completed your postal voting documents and sent them off to the Electoral Commission of Western Australia. I'm here today with Jack Garber. Jack, incidentally, is also a candidate in the City of Stirling's Hammersley ward. Jack, how's that going?
Well, it's going pretty well, Adam. It's been
I'm hearing.
It's been a real interesting week. I really enjoy hearing from the ratepayers and the voters. The number of phone calls I've been receiving are just overwhelming.
I bet. Yes.
It's the whole experience is a humbling experience for me, Adam.
Yep.
The representation that's required and the amount of faith and confidence that the voters
Yes.
are placing in us, even as candidates,
Yes.
is, as I said, a humbling experience.
I think it also shows, Jack, that there is a lot of discontent in the community in terms of the culture of the City of Stirling, the culture of the particular local authority that they may be a part of, because it's not just Stirling that's going for this election, it's the whole state of Western Australia. 131 local government authorities going to the polls. Some of them will be in person, and of course some of them will be postal voting. But I think that's the message, and you're right, the interaction between candidates and the public, the interaction between candidates and the council, just being a part of this whole thing is quite exciting.
Yeah, it is.
And I guess at the end of the day, the election finishes on the 21st, and I don't know about you, Jack, but I'm getting a bit tired. It's been, 5 or 6 months now that we've been doing this, probably as long as this program's been going. But it's been very exciting, and you know what, you go out there, you make some new friends, you learn some new things, and it's just fantastic, it really is. And I'm looking forward, with the support of the community, to once again be around that council table so I can be more effective. Sometimes, I know you go to a lot of council meetings yourself, Jack, it's frustrating because you know what needs to be done, you know how to do it, and you sit there and you watch these guys around the table and say, why aren't they doing it this way?
Yeah.
And it's just so
Well,
frustrating.
you get such a small opportunity at the council meeting as a person in the audience.
Yes.
You get 2 or 3 minutes to stand up because they don't allow a deputation at this time. No. The present mayor will only allow the speaker to ask a question. And if you're not into that question within the first 5 or 6 words of your statement, then you get told, move on. What's your question?
Yeah. Well, that's
it's just not friendly to.
No, it's not.
The environment.
And the way I look at it too, Jack, sometimes you need to preamble a question. You can't just suddenly ask a question of 1 sentence and expect everybody to know what you're talking about.
You can't.
So you need to preamble it and give a little bit of background and then ask the question so that everybody's on the same page and everybody knows what's going on.
Well, look, at a council meeting, while I understand that there's time constraints and everybody there wants to get the meeting finished and there are many items on the agenda, how hard is it really for you to allow a ratepayer to give a small presentation about the gripe that they have at that particular time?
Yeah.
The reason that they attend that meeting is not because they're going to be able to have a vote themselves at that meeting.
Yeah.
They just want to be heard.
That's correct. That's correct, Jack. And look, and what happens is, you're right, and we've discussed this on this program many times before, and that is that people are aggrieved about a particular issue. It's a council issue. Of course, they go to the local council. There is an opportunity there to ask a question. They don't know what the protocol is. They don't know the do's and don'ts. They've got a general idea that you can go there in front of the microphone, in front of the council, and ask some questions. And that's exactly what they attempt to do. But, we've seen this time and time again where they get shut down halfway through their question, or in your case, get thrown out. I mean, it's just not the way to do business.
Well, ratepayers just won't come back.
Yeah.
If the experience, and I get many calls from people who have had bad experience, they just won't come back to the council chambers. And I had some interesting calls this week.
Okay, let's hear them.
A number of them relate to being taken to court over enforcement issues, enforcements of a fine. Now, I just find it quite appalling that over the last 10 years we've spent $14 million in outside legal fees at the City of Stirling.
That is huge, Jack, honestly.
Yeah.
Unprecedented, I've got to say.
And so much of that is to enforce fines and fees against ratepayers.
It's taking mums and dads to court, Jack.
Yes, it is.
And that's so wrong. Small businesses. Now, times are tough out there for mums and dads. Times are tough out there for small business. And they're playing this line in these times.
Well, Adam, look, I have a solution that may work. And that is that before the City of Stirling takes a ratepayer to court to enforce a fine, I think there ought to be a mediation, a sit down between the city and the ratepayer and attempt to work a resolution before legal fees are spent on either side. A real simple resolution.
Look, that's the way it used to be, Jack, and I don't know what's happened to the City of Stirling. In fact...
there's a lack of communication.
Well, something's
no
gone.
communication with ratepayers.
But I don't know why they're not doing that, and it really annoys me. What also annoys me, Jack, is it's my understanding that in recent times, the compliance/governance section has actually increased from about 3 or 4 people to around 85 people. So you've got 85 people basically pushing the barrow of law enforcement. So of course they're going to be taking people to court left, right and centre. Instead of employing 85 people to do that sort of job, they should be employing the type of people that you're talking about who can actually sit down and say, look, what is the problem?
In the last 4 years, my understanding, and you can't get, by the way, the question's been asked at council, and it was...
Did you ask the question, Jack?
Well, I didn't, but another ratepayer did. And the answer was that it is a operational matter and confidential to the operations of the city. Yeah, well, but my understanding is...
I don't find that very transparent.
Yeah, no, it's not transparent. Since Bernadine Tucker has taken over governance, my understanding is that the department has increased from about 15 employees to 85 employees.
That's absolutely incredible.
Yes.
And I can understand why people are aggrieved, why people are being taken to task, why people are being threatened with legal action and indeed taken to court. It's just unprecedented, honestly. I'm absolutely astounded.
Well, I don't want to harp on this, but a $750 fine blows up to over $4,000 when that happens because not only is the fine assessed against them in the court, but also the lawyer's fees from the city. So what we're missing is the concept of service. We currently have an overlord government in place. This is what I want to change. I know you want to change, Adam. We want to bring in the service aspect back to the ratepayers. That's what we're there for. That's what we're getting paid for.
We want to bring the City of Stirling back to the people, the way it used to be, the way people could go there and be taken notice of. At the moment, I don't believe that that's happening. When you look at the statistics, when you look at the figures, Jack's just quoted $14 million, 10 years. That's what's been spent on legal fees, $3 million in the last 12 months. I ask you, if that was your business, would you be spending that much money to recover not so much invoices that are owed to you, but taking task with people, taking people to task? I don't think I'd be doing that if that was my business.
No.
There are matters where sometimes you say, well, look, we'll just write that off or we'll just set that aside for the time being. You've got to look at the core business, and the core business is not prosecuting people.
No, it is people. That's the core business.
Yeah.
And it's missed.
Yes.
It's just absolutely missed. Somehow in the translation, we have missed the entire concept that we're in the people business.
No, you're spot on there, Jack. All right, well, I think we'll just leave it there for the time being. We'll be back very, very shortly talking a little bit more about local government. I want to talk when we come back, Jack, about why people should vote for Jack Garber, and then perhaps in the Hammersley ward, of course, and then why people should vote for Adam Spagnolo in the Osborne ward? And maybe you could ask me that question.
I will
So
ask
we'll be
you
back
that.
very shortly. I'll be very interested to hear what you've got to say, Jack.
Thank you.
Thank you.